Hey guys, it's your girl, and as promised, I'm here with the Halloween edition of my video. Before we get into it, I did really want to be something, festive for Halloween, but I don't have money and I don't have time. So I'm really excited about this story that I'm going to tell here because I've been fascinated with it since I was a little child and I heard of this story. But for all my Latinx babes out there, today I am covering La Lechuza. Yes, bitch, La Lechuza. I am going to be a little festive today because my makeup is going to consist of Halloween, so hopefully that works. Yes, I know I look a mess right now. I will do my hair. I just don't like to do my hair because it's a lot of work. So the story of the Lechuza originated centuries ago in Mexico, and a few other Latin countries actually do tell the story, but as far as my research shows, it did originate in Mexico and around the border of Texas. There's actually a few variations of her story. I'll go with the most common one. Just for now, I'll tell all of the variations, but right now I'm going with the most common one. So her story goes that she was a witch centuries ago, and she practiced dark magic, meaning black magic, aka she practiced the devil's magic. Soon the villagers in her village found out that she was practicing the devil's magic, and of course, what do people do back in the dark ages or whatever? They rioted and took her and then burned her at the stake. With her dying breath, while she was being burned, with her dying scream, I guess, she vowed to come back as a giant bird and enact her revenge on the villagers. Which I don't know why people just didn't learn their lesson, like mind your business. If they're not really, harming you, do you really want to be cursed? Because that's what you did, and now she's roaming the earth killing everyone in 2020. Like, she could have been cool, like, if you just left her alone, she wouldn't have had this curse to eat you and your children. So she comes back as a owl, but she's like this giant owl with her gross little witch face, because apparently witches were all gross old ladies. Nothing against old ladies. I love you, Grandma. What she actually is, she's a shapeshifter. So during the day, she looks just like any ordinary old woman. But at night is when she comes out as this giant owl. Now, some people have actually told me, like when telling this story, that she's actually also a giant crow, but Lechuza literally means owl in Spanish, so I'm pretty sure she's an owl. And that's when she goes hunting for her victims, usually lonely people or disobedient children. So what's cool about her is that she at least lets people know that she's going out to hunt. She will screech really loud at the top of her lungs to let people know, like, hey, go inside. I'm about to, hunt and get you if you don't. It's also said if you hear her screech, that's like a bad thing. Like, that's an omen. Bad things are going to happen to you. So, sorry about it. She'll also let you know when she's selected you for her to take you wherever her lair is to eat you, because she will screech as well. But by the time it's already way too late. So just because you're indoors doesn't necessarily mean you're safe. She does this pretty messed up thing where she selects someone's house and she will mimic the sound of a newborn child. She'll usually do this at your doorstep, and she will trick you into thinking there is a child outside that needs your help. If you hear this, do not open the door. Literally just call the cops, because serial killers have been known to do that as well, which is really creepy. So if you don't open the door, she just scratches at your door vigorously until, someone opens it. And if you're lucky enough and she can't get into the house and she just gets tired of waiting, then you're safe. You're good. Kind of. She'll also wait outside your window and whistle or screech at your window until it's so annoying that you just give up and go outside and die. But sometimes she won't kill you. Sometimes you'll just open the window and she'll just scratch your eyeballs out so you won't, have eyeballs. But at least she won't eat you. Another pretty creepy thing that she does, if you've been visited by her and she couldn't get to you, she will visit you in your dreams. Which some of y'all may be thinking like, oh my gosh, that's not so bad. She's just gonna give me nightmares. Wrong. Not only is she gonna give you nightmares, but she's also gonna kill one of your family members. Just as a curse. So if you see her in your dreams, someone in your family is gonna die. This lady is just a whole bunch of bad juju. Though it's super rare, sometimes she does come to people and doesn't hurt them. Don't get it twisted. You're still gonna be hurt. She makes sure that her presence is known and that you see her, and then she just simply flies away. At that immediate moment, you're not getting hurt in any way. She doesn't screech. She just makes sure that you see her whole figure. She just leaves you alone. So you're not out of the woods yet. Apparently this is also an omen. Usually when this happens though, natural disasters like follow. So hurricanes, devastating hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes. That's usually when she makes her presence known. She's like apparently Mothman, but for Mexico. Another take on her story is that she only attacks drunk people. Usually when they're walking out of bars and walking home, which I guess I'm screwed. Not that I'm going out anywhere right now because of COVID, but you know what I mean. The reasoning of this story is that her children were killed by a drunk driver. So as revenge, she sold her soul to the devil so she can inflict her pain on all the drunkards she saw. Yet another variation of her story is that she craves the blood of newborn children and the unbaptized. But don't fret if you are a newborn child or an unbaptized person. A way to ward her off is by putting salt on your windowsill. Also by only thinking positive thoughts, which I mean, we're all screwed. Because apparently she's attracted to negative thoughts. But I guess as long as you're seeing a therapist and you have salt, you should be fine. And just as I said that, I thought I heard an owl outside my window right now because we do have owls in our neighborhood. And actually I hear them all the time, but... So there are a few people that have had encounters with her and have actually lived to tell the tale with no repercussions. Wow, that's a lot of blush. I found this article where a woman wrote about her experience. She was around 10 years old when she was playing outside and it had just gotten dark. She then heard a loud screeching in the distance, and when she looked up to investigate, on a distant tree she saw a huge owl just perched on there. She couldn't make out the face or anything because it was too far away, but she can tell that it was looking at her. The screech was so loud that her mother heard it from inside. If for whatever reason you live in Texas or anywhere near a border and for whatever reason you don't have Mexican friends or Latinx friends, we are very superstitious, including our parents. So when her mother heard that, she immediately told her daughter to come inside. Looking back, the woman claimed that she saw the owl illuminating a white light. It was pitch black, dark outside, but she could tell that there was an owl there because it was illuminating. It didn't swoop down to catch her before she can go inside. It didn't do anything. So far from what I read in her article, nothing really bad happened to her. She does think that it could have been just a normal owl. It was just really huge for its size, which in America, the barn owl is the largest of its kind here. Another encounter happened when these two ladies were driving from San Antonio back to the valley. The Lechuza is known to attack drivers, so attack cars of people that are by themselves in the middle of a road. And that's exactly what they were doing. They were about an hour and a half out when the driver noticed that there was a huge bird right in front of them, just flying. The lady tried to speed up so that she can get distance between her and the bird, and when she caught up to the bird, she was going really fast, about 80. The bird was flying right next to their car. All of a sudden, they noticed that their car had shut down, so their car broke down. Apparently, there was no issues with the car before they left, or I mean in general. The car slowly started to slow down, and then finally they found a place where they can park the car and not worry about anyone trying to hit them. Mind you, it was in the middle of the night and it was in the middle of nowhere. They looked everywhere on the road where they were at, and the bird was nowhere to be found, and they didn't encounter it again. just when they realized that the bird was nowhere to be found, the car started up again. So apparently she can manipulate technology and cars, even though she died centuries ago. I don't want to say that I personally had like an encounter, but I will add on to the story since I've been fascinated with the Lechuza since I was a child. So it was probably my sophomore year in high school, and I actually just got done watching The Fourth Kind. It's about like aliens and stuff, which I love, but spoiler alert, if you don't want to know, stop now. There are owls in there. You know what? I'll just leave it at that. There's owls in there, and they're pretty creepy owls, and they're barn owls. Skipping to my part of the story. It was like about 8 o'clock at night, and I had just got back from my friend's house who lived down the street, and my brother was outside. My mom was outside for some reason. I think it was like a special occasion. You know what? It might have been Halloween, which makes it even scarier. We were walking home, and it was literally just 2 houses down. And my mom sees something fly on one of our neighbor houses, like 3 houses from us. And she's like, "What is that?" And I was like, "I don't know, it looks kind of creepy." And it was huge, like it was huge. We just hear screeching, and my mom was like, "Oh my god, that's a barn owl." And I had just got done seeing The Fourth Kind, so I was like, "Let's run the hell inside." So we ran inside, but before we went all the way inside, we were still curious. So we were on our patio, and it screeched again and then flew off. And no lie, its wingspan was like my whole arms. I was like, that can probably carry me off. Do I think it was a Lechuza? No, absolutely not. It's just a story, a fairy tale. Do I believe that people really think they saw something like that? I do believe in the paranormal. So, I mean, it's a possibility, but I've never seen her. And I definitely don't want to discredit people who think they have seen her. Maybe they have. Maybe I've just been lucky and that hasn't happened to me. Hopefully it never happens to me. Thank you for joining me for my Halloween special. Thank you so much for all the love and support that I get from my friends. I know I don't have very much viewers, and that's fine. I just do it for fun. Again, you can always leave recommendations on my channel, or you can email me. My email is Brittany, brittany.acosta, ACOSTA, 201294@gmail.com. With that being said, I hope you enjoy the story. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Have a happy and safe Halloween. If you are taking your kids trick-or-treating, make sure you're doing it safely. Make sure they're wearing masks. Make sure you're wearing a mask. If you don't want to wear a mask, why are you here? Make sure to never put your puppies in the ground until they're fully vaccinated for distemper parvo.